Good afternoon. My name is Councillor Gary Marsh and welcome to the Planning Committee held on Thursday the 13th of April. Before we go any further, I'm just going to ask the Vice Chairman to read out the fire safety announcement. Vice Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman. On hearing the evacuation alarm, leave the building by the nearest marked exit route. 2. Follow the green signs to the assembly point, large staff car park, opposite the main entrance to the building. Anyone who cannot use the stairs will be helped by officers present after the people have left. Do not return to the building until told it's safe to do so by an authorised officer. The whole of the council site is a no smoking area, and please, mobile phones should be either switched off or to silent. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vice Chairman. I'm the Chairman of the committee, Councillor Gary Marsh. You just heard my Vice Chairman, Councillor Philip Coote. To my right is Nick Rogers, who's the Development Control Manager. To his right is Paula, who's our lead officer today. I've got Joe Smith, who's our Senior Planning Officer. In both corners, we've got members of the committee, staff that help us, and in front of me are members of the committee who's going to make a decision. Thank you. So item 1 on the agenda is receive apologies for absence, and I've received from Councillor Brown. Item 2 is receive declarations of interest. Any members of respect on the matter on the agenda? Councillor Pulfer.
Chairman, yes, a declaration of interest in the item of the Central House flats. I am a member of the Haywards Town Council Planning Committee. Thank you.
Thank you. And Councillor Eggleston, you've already given me your...
Council.
Eggleston.
I'm sorry.
No. Councillor Eggleston.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. I'd like to declare a non-pecuniary but prejudicial interest in item number 4, which is the land off Maple Drive. I am a member of Sheddingdean Baptist Church. I've attended meetings where the plans were presented and have supported them. I'm also contributing to the building fund, so I am predetermined and I will exit the meeting when you discuss this item.
Thank you very much. Councillor Sain.
Mr. Chairman, I am also a member of the planning committee in Burgess Hill Town Council.
Do what, sorry?
I sit on the planning committee in Burgess Hill Town Council.
Oh, okay, thank you. So you've got no prejudicial interest?
Prejudicial interest.
Okay,
Yes.
right, Councillor Webb.
I'm the member of the member for Crawley Down and Turners Hill, so I declare an item in number 6.
Okay. Yep. Okay, thank you.
And I'd better say
You
the same.
better do the same as well. Yeah. In that case, Councillor Phillips, are you going to do? Sure.
To be consistent, Chairman, maybe I should.
Items 9 and 10.
9 and 10.
Yeah. Okay. And Councillor Forbes, are you going to as well as you're the local ward member?
I think it's number 10.
Yeah. Okay. Right, item 3, considering the items that I agreed to take as urgent business, I have none, so we go to the substantial part of the meeting. This is yours, Joe, and this is DM 220239, land off Maple Drive, Burgess Hill.
Thank you, Chairman. We have one update in the update sheet. We've received an additional representation letter which has raised concern over the site previously being used as a rubbish tip and the associated contamination risks, access through the residential parking area and access for emergency vehicles. The application is seeking full planning permission for the erection of a new church and community facility together with the associated car parking and hard and soft landscaping. The application site is shown here. Outlined. It's just to the north of Maple Drive. The southern part of the site is currently used as an overflow car park for Burgess Hill Town Football Club, and the northern part of the site is an informal open space. It is used as sort of a kick-around area. The site is designated within the Mid Sussex District Plan as being within the built-up area boundaries of Burgess Hill, and the application is before committee as it is on Mid Sussex owned land. The proposal would provide a single-storey church building with a capacity of 192 people, together with a new community facility which will be available for the whole community. The proposal would gain access through an existing cul-de-sac which provides parking for the dwellings to the south. West Sussex County Council highways have been consulted on the access and parking and have raised no objections to this proposal. The proposal, as shown on here, would maintain the existing height restriction at the entrance to the site, and is also would maintain an access through, a vehicle access through to the rear of the site for emergency access to the BMX track. As you can see from the plan, the site is quite well screened along this frontage and around the entirety of the site. The increase, there would be obviously an increase in traffic through this access point, but considering that it is in the built-up area boundary and the existing use for access and parking, it is not considered that this would cause a significant impact upon the neighbouring amenities. Together with the screening from the proposed buildings to the dwellings to the south, it's considered that there would be sufficient screening not to cause a significant neighbouring amenity impact. And just to note as well that the site layout and access is identical to the previous approval for a church and community facility on this site. The main change is in relation to the design of the building, which has actually been reduced in its overall height, as previously we had approved a two-storey church and community facility on this site. The following slides will show the amended design that we are now looking at. The first, this is the proposed front elevation and the proposed rear elevation. The building is to be mainly brick built with several sections of render. The use of a mix of pitched roofs helped to break up the massing of the building and in keeping with the sort of pitched roof design of the dwellings to the south. Here we can see the proposed side elevations. The urban designer has been consulted on this application, and following a number of design changes, we're now in a position where the urban designer has confirmed that they support the proposal. This is just of how the floor plan of the building will work. As you can see, we have the worship area and some multi-purpose spaces. There's an office. This will be an open plan office. We have a kitchen, and there will be a room for the Friends of Burgess Hill Green Circle, Friends of the Burgess Hill Green Circle, toilets, including disabled toilets and associated storage rooms. Here we have some photos. This is at the access point. The first photo here is from Maple Drive looking north towards the site. The second photo is looking west across Maple Drive, and the third photo is looking east across Maple Drive, and the final photo is showing the looking south from the application site. And here we have 4 photos from within the site. The first photo is looking south, as we can see the dwellings beyond the tree belt. And you can see there is a good level of screening to be maintained in here. The second photo is looking north into the site, beyond which is the BMX track, with the existing, as I mentioned, the existing be maintained. The third photo is looking across the site, which leads to an informal open space, and it has the Oakhurst, which was previously known as the Freaks Farm development beyond. And the final photo is looking is looking east towards the Burgess Hill Town Football Club. The principle of a new church and community facility is considered acceptable within the built-up area boundaries of Burgess Hill. The proposal will not impact on the delivery of the strategic Brookley, formerly known as the Northern Arc development, while also being considered appropriate in terms of design, impact on neighbouring amenities, highways, trees, drainage, sustainable construction, contamination and impact on the Ashdown Forest. And as such, the benefits of the proposal are considered to outweigh the loss of informal open space, and it is therefore recommended that permission is granted subject to the conditions set out in Appendix A. Thank you, Chairman.
All right, members, you heard right at the start, the only reason this is here because we own the land, otherwise it would have gone through the delegated approval, and it has had planning permission on this site, so it's ticked an awful lot of boxes. Does anybody wish to debate anything? No?
It's recommended, Chairman.
Okay, can I ask for a proposer? And I think I'll ask a Burgess Hill seconder. Councillor Sane,
I have questions.
do you want to, you can ask a question, yes? Do you want a question?
So the access, is the overflow access for football club car parking, the access will be remain there as it is?
Yes, it does. If you read through the report, it says that they're going to go into the legal.
Asking, just asking
Yeah,
to be
that-
sure.
yeah, if it's written in the report, they're going to do it.
But I think personally, there will be an impact for the people, the garages, if the access is many access for the charge to be there. They will have, will be more traffic, more cars going through there. So it will be an impact for them, for those people resident there. So
Yeah,
please.
Mr. Rogers is going to answer that one.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. Just to confirm that we have taken into account the impact on residents from the increased traffic movements resulting from this development. And actually, it's less development. There's probably going to be fewer car movements than the previous scheme, which was much bigger, which the council thought was suitable then. So we don't feel that there's any significant harm to those residents, which is our quality test. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, right, so I've got a proposer. And do you want to second that, Councillor Cartwright? Okay, we've got a proposer and a seconder. Can you now vote in the normal way? Green if you're for it, red if you're not, yellow if you're not sure. I think that's a full house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's a full house. That is approved. Alison, could you go and grab Councillor Eggleston, please? And while we do the quick changeover, Joe, do you... Thank you, Joe, the other Joe. No, it's Joseph as opposed to Josephine.
You did say you hoped it wouldn't make an impact. I think it should make an impact.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Shopping it.
I've got a clue what you're talking about. Are you ready? All right. This is item agenda 5, DM 22/2880. This is the land rear of Central House 25 to 27 Paramount Road in Haywards Heath. Joe.
Thank you, Chairman. So planning permission is sought for the erection of a 6-storey building comprising of 28 flats, 15 one-bed and 13 two-beds, with associated landscaping, parking and refuse stores at the land rear of Central House, Perry Mount Road, Haywards Heath. So this is the location plan. The application site is here outlined in red. It's located to the western side of Perry Mount Road, which runs north to south. And it forms the former car park associated with the existing building, Central House. Central House itself does not form part of the application site. The site is situated within an area characterised by large commercial buildings and residential development. The commercial buildings along Perry Mount Road are at varying levels due to the sloping nature of the land. To the rear of the site here is a private access road, accessed separately from a different building with vehicular parking, tree and vegetation screening beyond. Further to the west is railway land, where there is a sharp drop between Perry Mount Road and the railway tracks. The site is identified as being within the built-up area of Haywards Heath and within the commercial area as set out in the district and Haywards Heath neighbourhood plan. So this is the location of the proposed building, which is sited on the former car park associated with Central House here, edged in blue. The development would consist of a 6-storey building comprising of 28 flats. As part of the development, there would be a provision of 9 affordable dwellings. This would be split as 6 affordable rented and 3 first homes. So this is an indicative site layout of a previous approval of a 2020 application. It was an outline-only permission for up to 38 flats to the rear of the site. Although it was outline, indicative plans were provided on the likely design and scale of the building, which showed the proposed building which has been approved, a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 17 metres from the rear of the existing Central House building. This current scheme, which is before members this afternoon, is to be set some 19 metres from the rear of Central House, which is more than what has previously been approved. So this is a ground floor plan and the site plan showing the 19-metre distance from the front of the proposed building to the rear of the existing Central House. 6 car parking spaces are proposed as part of the development. Plans show that there would be electric vehicle charging points for each of these car parking spaces. There would also be communal covered cycle, communal and secure covered cycle and bin storage for the development set forward within the existing hard standing area. Soft landscaping is also proposed to the front and the sides of the buildings, and no existing trees on site are to be removed as part of the development. So this ground floor plan shows this flat would be an affordable rented flat which would have its own private entrance separate to the main building, and there would also be a first home on the ground floor utilising the main entrance of the building itself. So on the first floor, you would have 5 affordable rented flats, and the 2 first homes situated on the second floor, with the rest of the floors being for market housing on the third part of the second, the third and the fourth, and also on the 5th floor. The top floor, or 5th floor, is to be set in from the main of the building, as you can see on this floor plan. And on the roof, there would be solar panels set behind a parapet roof, and also a green roof. So this is the front elevation proposed on the building, which would be facing Central House. This is the rear elevation. So the proposal would form a contemporary designed building. The plans show that the building would have a predominantly brick appearance with the top floor recessed from all sides and treated in dark grey standing seam. To the rear elevation, there would be 3 bays of protruding balconies for a number of the flats. The sides of these balconies would be enclosed within the built form. On the side elevations, this is the northern side elevation, and this shows the relationship with the existing Central House and its side elevation with the 19-metre distance. And this is the southern elevation facing the neighbouring car park. And on these side elevations are to be secondary windows serving kitchen areas and also windows for bathrooms. Details of sustainability measures are set out on pages 67 and 68 of the report. This would include the use of photovoltaics, air source heat pumps. In addition, there'd be electric vehicle charging points for all 6 parking spaces. So just some photographs of the site. So this is Central House itself, taken from Perry Mount Road. This is the rear of Central House with its neighbouring building next door, which does not form part of the application site. Central House here, and this is looking northwards with the development at Perry Mount Road, which was the former Lloyds Bank. And this is looking to the south. This is looking from the existing rear car park where the development is proposed to the west of the tree vegetation screening. And like I said, the railway is at a much lower level. This is the rear elevation of the existing central house and the existing access, vehicular access to the side from Perrymount Road, leading down to the rear of the building. So turning to the main issues, the principle is set out from page 54 of the report. The principle of the redevelopment of the former car park site within this location is appropriate and supported by policy DP26 and the government's requirement to optimise development on sites and promote development on previously developed and underutilised land. As the proposed development is within the built-up area of Haywards Heath, the principle of the additional windfall housing development is acceptable under policy DP6 of the district plan and policy H8 of the neighbourhood plan. In terms of design, this is set out on page 56 of the report. The Mid Sussex Design Guide supports site optimisation within principles DG 31 and 32. The site is identified as being within the coarse-grain urban area suitable for site optimisation in the Design Guide. The Council's urban designer supports the scheme and the proposal has been designed taking on board officer comments following pre-application discussions. Due to the rearward position of the building, the relationship with the neighbouring tall buildings and the proposed design, the prominence of the building would be minimised. The proposed front elevation provides articulation, which reduces the building's apparent scale with the top floor set back in the building with a different material to minimise its prominence. It's your officer's view that the proposal would sit comfortably within the site and its surrounding context. The design of the building is considered to be of a good quality and meet the design principles of the Design Guide. Due to the design and proposed materials, it's considered the proposal will not detract from the character of the area or the street scene. In terms of highways, this is dealt with on page 60 of the report. The development would utilise the existing access off Perrymount Road. There are to be 6 parking spaces provided for the development, all which are to have EV charging points. There'd also be cycle storage for the development. The site is within a highly sustainable location with a bus stop directly outside the site and the train station within walking distance. The Highways Authority has no objection to the scheme. In terms of residential amenity, this is dealt with from page 63 of the report. In terms of the relationship with Central House, which is this building here, this building is being converted to flats and will face the site. The proposed building is to be some 19 metres away from the rear elevation of Central House with a rear to front relationship. In this instance, such a separation distance in a town centre location is considered to be acceptable and there would not be significant detriment in terms of overlooking and a loss of privacy between these two buildings. 31 to 33 Perrymount Road is to the north and works are progressing on converting this building to flats. There are a number of side windows on this building facing the site and there would be a side-to-side relationship with this neighbouring building and the proposed building of some 14 metres. The proposed building would have a secondary or bathroom windows on the side elevation. And due to the distances and relationship, it's considered the proposal would not result in a significant detriment to the amenities of future occupiers of this neighbouring building or the proposed building. Infrastructure contributions are set out on page 72 of the report and works on the legal agreement are progressing. There is a dual recommendation and I'm sorry I did forget to draw members' attention to the update sheet with the additional condition to secure sustainability measures, which is also proposed. So there is a dual recommendation for the application and overall officers consider that in the context of the district plan, the site allocation DPD and the neighbourhood plan, the proposed redevelopment of the site complies with the development plan and there are no material considerations indicating a decision should be made otherwise than in accordance with it. That brings my presentation to an end. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Jo. Members, I'm in your hands. I assume Councillor Pulford might want to say something.
Chairman, thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, I think this is to be welcomed. I mean, it's a site which is really going to waste. It's got affordable housing in it now, as I understand it, which I didn't thoroughly understand from the write-up. But so that's good too, and you would understand that I'm delighted about the EVs. So, all in all, yes, I do have, though, a huge concern about the lack of parking. I know that we have the mantra that it's in the middle of the town, and etc., but we don't have a joined-up bus system going anywhere. The bus stop outside goes to Sainsbury's or it goes to the PRH. Great choice. The bus service is virtually non-existent. It stops at 6 and it doesn't start before 8, and it really doesn't work for this town, and I don't think it's ever going to, because we are not an urban area. So I think that's, and I also assume that the parking spaces for the building next door, suddenly that's disappeared as well. And the congestion that we will have down there, and are already having down there, I think is unacceptable. Just moving on from that, though, I'm hoping that the wheel washing is going to be significant on site, and I'm also hoping that all contractors' vehicles and the tradesmen's vehicles will be parked on site too, as it was with the Fairfax building. So it is feasible, but it's not mentioned in this report, and I would hope that that will be mandated. I'm a little bit at a loss to know what the police think about it, because they flipped and they flopped. So I don't know whether their recommendations are being taken on board or not, because they set out a lot of suggestions and then said, well, it doesn't matter about that because it's just fine. So I'd leave the officers to have a look at that and see if that needs tightening up. And there was, the other thing I found interesting, that Southern Water are unable to decide whether it was a greenfield site or a brownfield site. I thought probably they could have concluded that, but that's that is it. But as I say, Mr. Chairman, I think given that that is a major walkway down there from the station, that pathway needs to be kept open for the public and in pristine condition, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
I don't ever recall wearing flip-flops when I was in the police, but hey-ho. Joe, do you wish to mention something about the parking? You know, you're the officer, the construction management phase of it. Can we make sure that they do actually park like the Fairfax one on site? Can you do that? Make sure. Joe, do you want to?
Yep, thank you. I'll start off from the beginning. I note the concerns about the parking. It is in a highly sustainable location. Highways Authority have no objection to only 6 car parking spaces. The development at Central House has been approved with only 7 parking spaces, and so there isn't as such a loss of parking at all. There is 7 parking spaces that is being retained for Central House as approved, and these 6 parking spaces are considered acceptable due to its highly sustainable location. I take on board your comments about the bus services, but there is a bus stop and it is within walking distance of the train station, close to the town centre. Also, condition 5 set out in Appendix A deals with the construction environmental management plan. It does. I had it in front of me a minute ago, and that does require details of parking of vehicles of site operatives, so we can control that they do park on the site during the construction of the development as well. And then with respect to the Sussex Police's comments, they are comments that they have provided. They haven't said they object at all. They've just provided comments that would need to be incorporated into the final build of the development concerning mail delivery and the letterboxes and things that aren't part of sort of the planning remit.
Yeah, that's building control, isn't it? It's important that they do park off Paramount Road, because that is one of the main thoroughfares in and out of the town. Councillor Coote, my Vice Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman. Well, I agree with everything that Councillor Pulford has said. I'm amazed that we've got 6 parking spaces for a block of flats. What happens to the visitors? What happens to the people who want to buy a car? As I've said many times before, the motor industry in this country is one of our prime financial movers. And all we're going to do is people are going to buy cars, they're going to dump them off all over the place. And I find it almost unbelievable. My second point is that can we please make sure that the wheel washer is a proper wheel washing machine, i.e. it's buried in the ground and all mud that comes off the vehicles is recycled and it's not poured down the drains, which has happened in Crawley Down with a man with a spray gun. That is not a wheel washer. It has to be a proper wheel washer, and until such time as that is installed properly and working, I don't think they should be allowed to start on site, because the mud that will come off this is incredible. Thank you, Chairman.
If I recall, the Fairfax one, as you mentioned it, we didn't have any issues with mud going onto the Paramount Road off that site. I think you'll probably know more about it as the town council, but in my capacity as chairman, I don't think anybody moaned at me about the mud coming off the
So long
off
as
that
it's a
site.
proper wheel washer, you won't have a problem. But if it's a man with a
Yeah, yes, if you'd like to.
You're absolutely right, Mr Chairman. Fairfax were exemplary on it. And I also say, I don't know who the builders were, contractors for Waitrose, they were exemplary too. But they are in the minority in this town, I'm afraid, where, and it is only when they're pulled up, because I went to a site the other day and I simply said to the manager, I said, have you ever worked in the City of London? He said, yes. I said, do I need to say any more? He said, no. Because any mud on the road, because the road will be washed as well.
Yes.
And the path needs to be washed continually while they're hauling. People do not need to be going through muddy pavements just because they're building. It's unacceptable and it is preventable.
It is.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
It is, but what members should take in consideration, the NPPF says we should make good use of brownfield sites, and we have already given plan permission on this site within the last few years. So with that, nobody else wishes to speak. Can I have a proposer, please?
Mr. Chairman, yes, Well, I'll be prepared to be pleased to support the proposal, because I think there are many welcome things in that proposal.
Especially the affordable housing element.
Yes, indeed.
Councillor, my Vice Chairman, do you wish to second
I'll
that?
second it,
Yeah, okay. As with always, members, can you indicate green if you support the application, red if you don't? Just missing one person. Please tell me that's not me. Vice Chairman, you haven't blooming.
I beg your pardon?
We've now got 11, and that is approved unanimously. Thank you. And we've got condition, that's recommendation A, and there's obviously recommendation B. That has to be, we wouldn't have to vote that, do we? No. That's if they don't secure these satisfactory section 106 by the 13th of July this year. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. And now we're going to the Hamish show. He's got the next 5 applications. Thank you. And it starts on page 109. Now, members, while Hamish sets himself up, this is a long-term goal of the District Council to put these wayfarer posts in and maps in. We have to take them individually because they're spread out across the whole district and they've each got their individual planning application. But suffice to say, it's our land, we're the applicant, and Hamish is the one who's going to tell us all about it. Hamish.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chairman. So the application before the committee is a full planning application for the erection of a pictorial map at land adjacent to the Royal Oak Station, Royal Oak Station Road, Crawley Down, RH10 4HZ. The application is before the committee because the District Council are the applicants. The proposal forms one of a number of applications, as the Chairman said, forming part of a wider project aimed at identifying circular walks and features of interest for residents and visitors. The site is located in the Crawley Down built-up area boundary, the Crawley Down village centre, and within the existing highways boundary. The proposal will be sited to the east of Station Road and north of Burley Way, as seen here on the location plan, in red, just there. The S on the site plan here denotes the exact siting of the proposal. And here are the elevations of the frame and struts for the pictorial map, which is to be constructed of aluminium. And here is a detailed design of the proposed map identifying historic locations and points of interest, as well as walking and cycling routes within Crawley Down. Next are the photos of the site. So top left is from Burley Way to the south of the site. Top right is from Station Road to the west of the site. Bottom left is from Station Road to the north of the site, and bottom right is from the public car park to the east of the site. No third-party letters have been received in respect of the application. And the Parish Council have raised no objections to the principle of development, but asked that a better location be considered. They have not advised why the proposed location isn't acceptable, and the committee must look at the application in front of them. The Worth Way is located to the south of the site and follows Burley Way to the south. There is also another public right-of-way to the north of the site along Bowers Place, along here. The site is also located within the village centre and as such is considered to be within an appropriate location. The issues are set out in the committee report. The site is located within the built-up area where the principle of development is considered acceptable. Due to its nature, is considered to encourage making existing rights-of-way multifunctional, more accessible, and enhance the existing public footpaths, rights-of-way, bridle paths, and twittons. Due to the modest nature of the proposal, its design and its appearance, it is considered to address the character and scale of the surrounding buildings and landscape, and it would not cause significant harm to the amenities of nearby residents. The proposal is modest, set back from the highway, and there is existing street furniture within the surrounding area. As such, the proposal's impact on highway safety is also considered acceptable. The application is therefore recommended for approval, subject to the conditions set out in Appendix A. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Hamish. Members wish to debate it? Nope.
Recommended, Chairman.
So you're going to propose it. Councillor Webb, do you wish to second this as you're a Crawley Down member? Okay, members, can we vote in the normal way, please? Green if you support it, etc. One down. Oh.
What?
You didn't press it.
I did.
You didn't. You have now. That is unanimous.
I did put my finger on it.
Yeah, you've got to touch it. Think of it an iPhone. That is approved. Hamish, you're not going anywhere because you've got another 4 to go. This next one is, and can you members go to the update sheet as well? And on it, it's not Finchesfield. Finchesfield is in my ward at this point in time until May the 4th when it's not. This is Finchfield in West Hoveley. So, Hamish, it's DM 230441.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Chairman. So again, the application before the committee is for a full planning application for the erection of a waymarker this time at West Hoveley Parish Council Car Park, Finchfield Recreation Ground, Churchill, West Hoveley, RH19 4PN. As the Chairman said, the application site is Finchfield, not Finchesfield. The application is before the committee because District Council are the applicants. The proposal forms one of a number of applications forming part of a wider project aimed at identifying circular walks and features of interest for residents and visitors. The site is located within the countryside and the high wheeled AOMB, and it consists of a recreational field. Open countryside is located to the north, east and west of the site, and Church Lane is located to the south. You can see the surrounding area here on the location plan. And here on the site plan, the ESTA notes the specific location of the proposal on the site plan here. Here are the block elevations of the proposed way marker. And they are to be constructed of green oak, or it is to be constructed of green oak. Here is the detailed design of the proposed way marker. And the way markers that are part of the wider project will each have a unique design and created by a local sculptor. Details to the design of the way markers are included within the application documents. However, for the benefit of members, each way marker has a wyvern/dragon symbol to represent the circular routes and options to continue in either direction. Each mythical beast points towards the natural things you may find, but also represents nature regenerating itself alongside development and industry through the ages in each place. QR codes are also included on the way markers to provide the public with additional information. Next are the photos of the site. Top left, bottom right and bottom left are from the public car park to the east of the site, and bottom right is from the west of the site. No third-party letters of representation have been received, and the parish council have raised no objection. The issues are set out in the committee report. Taking into account the design scale of the proposal, it is considered to maintain the quality of the rural and landscape character of the district. Due to its nature, it is considered to encourage making existing rights of way multifunctional, more accessible, enhance the existing public footpaths, rights of way, bridle paths and twittens. As such, the principle of development is considered acceptable. Due to the modest nature of the proposal, its design and appearance, it is considered to address the character and scale of the surrounding buildings and landscape. Its impact on the high-wheeled AOMB is acceptable, and it would not cause significant harm to the amenities of nearby residents. The application is therefore recommended for approval, subject to the conditions set out in Appendix A. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Hamish. Members wish to talk about this one? No? Can I have a proposer? Councillor? Yeah.
Look at the way marker, please.
The design,
Mr. Chairman.
yes.
That's supposed to be a dragon, is it?
So
The butt of it.
Thank you very much indeed. Please excuse me.
Those who do know West Hoveley and coming in from the west to east, there is that wood sculpture, the guy on the left. I'm assuming that's who's been, because that's his forte, doing things like this. And some of the sculptures he comes up with are pretty damn amazing. So if we are going to use anybody local, we can't get much more local than that. I must admit, when I first saw that in the pre-meet, I was thinking, different. But it's got, yeah, of course it will. Could you just, I know we were going to go straight to vote. Could you just go to the photographs you did there, Hamish? Is it like with the top right, is it close to that little outcrop of, by the front of the blue car? Is that the location there?
So on the other side of that path to the left.
Oh, to the left of the path?
Yeah, so
Okay,
it's just.
that's fine. It's nice, I just wanted, but for interest's sake, that's all.
So just where that S is.
S is.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I'm losing, there
Yeah,
we go.
no, I've got it.
Yeah, just there.
If I can see it from here, then you should be able to see it. Okay, right, so we've got a proposer
I'll second, Chairman.
to Councillor DeBell and a seconder as my vice chairman. Can we all vote accordingly, please? Touch it, Philip. Please, that's not me. You're in awe of the design, aren't you? That's what it is. That is unanimous, thank you. That's unanimous. Right, we go to the next one, which is DM, this is in East Grinstead, DM 230442, East Grinstead Railway Station, Railway Approach East Grinstead, pages 133. Hamish.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Yeah, as you say, the application is a full planning application for erection of a way marker, East Grinstead Railway Station, Railway Approach East Grinstead, RH19 1EB. Again, the application is before the committee, as we are the council are the applicants, and the proposal forms one of a number of applications. The site is located in the East Grinstead built-up area boundary and the town centre of East Grinstead. Proposal will be sited in the forecourt of the East Grinstead Railway Station. You can see here the surrounding area on the location plan with the site in red where my cursor is. A public footpath and a significant tree line are located to the north of the site. The station's car park is to the east of the site. The station's forecourt continues to the south of the site, and the main station building is to the west of the site. There is a variety of street furniture within the existing forecourt, including signs, bollards and benches. Again, the S denotes where the proposed waymarker shall be. So, just here. And then, again, here are the elevations, just block elevations. And here is the specific design of the proposal, so you can see that. Yeah, again, so it's part of the wider project, each having unique designs. Next are the photos of the site. So top left and top right are from the south towards the site. Bottom left is from the east towards the site, and the bottom right photo is from the north of the site. No third-party letters have been received in respect of the application, and the parish council have raised no objection to the proposal. The issues are set out in the committee report. The site is located within the built-up area boundary where the principle of development is considered acceptable. Due to its nature, it is considered to encourage making existing rights-of-way multifunctional, more accessible, enhance the existing public footpaths, rights-of-way, bridle paths and twittons. Due to the modest nature of the proposal, its design and appearance, it is considered to address the character and scale of the surrounding buildings and landscape, and it would not cause significant harm to the amenities of nearby residents. The application is therefore recommended for approval, subject to the conditions set out in Appendix A. Thank you, Chairman.
Because, can you tell me what that is?
That's a snow leopard, and it's something to do with the symbol of one of the main families who founded East Grinstead.
In that case,
So I was told on Tuesday.
I'm happy to propose it.
Councillor Eggleston.
Oh, sorry, I beg.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. Now, I asked this question because we put up, in Burgess Hill, we put up a wayfaring sign at the top of Church Walk with one marker indicating some shops, and somebody came along and nicked the marker. So I just wondered how these are secured into the ground? Because that is
Somebody's going to nick it and end up on somebody's back garden, you mean?
it's very attractive.
Yeah, so they're kind of built into the ground, but yeah, in terms of kind of long-term maintenance, that would be up for the district councillor as the owner of the land to go forth and secure, and it wouldn't necessarily be kind of a planning consideration. And then just on the other point, the snow leopard is relating to the Sackville family, which were once the Dukes of Dorset and owned a lot of property in the area.
Thank you, sir.
Hamish, could you ask the applicant, which is Mid Sussex, to make sure that they are, in light of what Councillor Eggleston just said, they are properly secured into the ground? Because the last thing we want is to take the expense of that, plus with the QR codes. Did you also have QR codes on it as well? In yours, in Burgess Hill? I see, we're more sophisticated, you see. Do what, sorry?
So they need to be concrete.
They do need to be concreted in, and they need to be properly treated, otherwise they'll rot. But no, if you could take that on board to the applicant.
Yeah, definitely. So
To
we can
speak to Elaine
contact
and
Elaine and ensure that it is secured properly.
Vice Chairman.
Just on the point of fixing, if they're going to be fixed in concrete, what's a good idea is if at the bottom, about 6 inches up, they drill a hole and put a piece of steel reinforcing in, and then when you concrete it, you can't pull it out. Otherwise, it's possible to shake it and then pull it out, or pull it out with the car.
Yeah, I think Hamish has taken that on board,
Thank
and,
you.
and
Thank you,
that's with
Chairman.
all of the ones we're dealing with today. I'm going to ask my two secretaries to comment. You're going to propose? You did the last proposal. Let him do the proposal, and you can do the seconding. You can recommend it. Right, can we go for the vote, please?
I pressed it, Chairman.
We got 11, so that is unanimous again. Thank you. And penultimate one of this four-year term coming is land at Worthway, Crawley Down, West Sussex, DM 230443. If you go to the update sheet, can you replace West Hoveley Parish Council with Worth Parish Council, please? And it's pages 145.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Yep, so the application before the committee is a full planning application for the erection of a way marker at Worthway, Crawley Down. Again, draw the members, as the Chairman said, attention to the update sheet replacing West Hoveley with Worth Parish Council. The application is before the committee because the District Council are the applicants and the proposal forms one of a number of applications of the wider project. The site is located within the countryside. The setting of the Highwood AOMB, which is to the west of the site and is sited to the north of the Worth Way. You can see the surrounding area on the location plan here, and the site outlined in red. Open woodland is located to the north and east of the site. Residential property is located to the south of the site, and Turner's Hill Road is located to the west of the site. The S denotes the specific location of the proposal on the site plan here. And again, here are the elevations with the detailed design here. And photos of the site are here. So top left is from the west of the site, top right and bottom are from the east of the site. No third-party letters have been received in respect to the application, and the Parish Council have written in support of the proposal. The issues are set out in the committee report, and taking into account the design and scale of the proposal, it is considered to maintain the quality of the rural and landscape character of the district. Due to its nature, it is considered to encourage making existing rights-of-way multifunctional, more accessible, and enhance the existing public footpaths, rights-of-way, bridle paths and twittons. As such, the principle of development is considered acceptable. Due to the modest nature of the proposal, its design and appearance is considered to address the character and scale of the surrounding buildings and landscape. Its impact on the setting of the Highwood AOMB is acceptable. It would not cause significant harm to the amenities of nearby residents. The application is therefore recommended for approval, subject to the conditions set out in Appendix A. Thank you, Chairman.
Right, to head off any question, what does it represent, this one does?
This one, let's go back. So, yeah, so I think that it's
It's a hawk of some sort.
yeah, so it talks about the fish in the sculpture represent the history of Crawley Down Pond. Oh no, sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. Sorry. So the Worthway is a foot and cycle path located in the cutting of the dismantled Three Bridges to Tunbridge Wells Railway. It's gradually become reclaimed by wildlife, particularly in this section, despite its built origins and proximity to Crawley Town. We saw a buzzard fly up across the site on the first visit and later learned that that is a common sight here. The Gelder Rose, I think I'm pronouncing that right, shone out with its red berries in the woods at the side of the track.
I think you've,
Yeah.
otherwise we're going to have every bit of carving on there, but you can see the railway and you can see they saw a buzzard.
It's like J.R. Tolkien.
It does, doesn't it? It's not an orc, honest. Do you wish to...
I shall recommend it with
Oh,
great
sorry.
glee, Chairman.
Councillor Phillips.
I was going to recommend it for approval, Chairman.
Well, you can do the next one. This is your part of the world, the next one is. Councillor Webb, do you wish to second this?
I'm quite happy to, yes.
That's good.
Bearing in mind it's Councillor Phillips and myself that are councillors.
What, for this one?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh, I do apologise.
It's Copful.
In that case, I do apologise. So it will be Councillor Phillips and Councillor...
I'll second it.
Yes, Forbes. Take the other two away. Sorry about that. Can we now? Could have sworn it was yours.
We are on the next one as well.
You are. Could you vote, please, Councillor Webb, please? Thank you. That's unanimous. I do apologise. I could have sworn that was in Worth, but never mind. And finally, but not least, is Hamish again. We're in Copthorne.
Yep, thank you very much, Chairman. Yes, the application before the committee is full planning application for the erection of a pictorial map and land adjacent to Borers Arms Road, Copthorne, similar to the first application you heard on these ones. The application is before the committee because the District Council are the applicants, and the proposal forms one of a number of applications, part of a wider project. The site is located within the Copthorne built-up area boundary and within the historic core of Copthorne as defined by the Copthorne Neighbourhood Plan. The surrounding area can be seen here on the location plan with the site highlighted in red in the middle. Copthorne Bank is located to the north of the site, a care home is located to the east of the site, and Borers Arms Road is located to the south and west of the site. The S denotes the specific location of the proposal on the site plan here. Here are the elevations of the frame and struts for the pictorial map, which is to be constructed of aluminium. And here is the detailed design of the map, identifying historic locations and points of interest, as well as walking and cycling routes within Copthorne. One third-party... next are the photos of the site. So top left is from Borers Arms Road to the south of the site. Top right is from Copthorne Bank to the north of the site. Bottom left is from the west of the site, and bottom right is from the east of the site. I'll go back to that image. One third-party letter has been received in respect to the application, which does not object to the principle of the development, but it states that it does not achieve the objective set out in the application documents. Parish Council have raised no objection. The issue, again, is set out in the committee report. The site is located within the built-up area where the principle of development is considered acceptable. Due to its nature, it is considered to encourage making existing rights-of-way multifunctional, more accessible, and enhance the existing public footpaths, rights-of-way, bridle paths, and twittons. Due to the modest nature of the proposal, its design and appearance, it is considered to address the character and scale of the surrounding buildings and landscape, would not cause significant harm to the amenities of nearby residents. The proposal is modest, set back from the highway, and there is existing street furniture within the surrounding area. As such, the proposal's impact on highway safety is also considered acceptable. The application is therefore recommended for approval, subject to the conditions set out in Appendix A. Thank you very much, Chairman.
Thank you. Councillor Phillips.
Yeah, just make 1 or 2 comments, Chairman. First of all, I'd like to ask the officer if he's been approached by anybody about the ownership of the land, because I understand it's unregistered land at the moment, and the Parish Council are going through the motions of trying to register it and get the ownership of it. The other point is that Copthorne, unfortunately, doesn't have a natural centre, and this is situated on a plot of land which is actually will enhance it and is adjacent to the council offices, but isn't going to get the maximum traffic from people from the village past it. But unfortunately, there aren't any other obvious, more suitable things. So I'd move recommendation, Chairman, support the recommendation.
Councillor, you second it, Councillor Forbes? Yeah. Okay. Hamish, do you wish to come back on that? Because as I've just asked the question, I don't think it's relevant.
Yeah, just sorry. So on the first point in terms of land ownership, we haven't had any representation on land ownership, and I have contacted the Parish Council to advise them of so this morning, so they are aware now. And then, I don't really have any comments in terms of the second point, but yeah.
Okay, can we go to the vote, please? Normal, green if you agree, etc. You just wanted your last name, didn't you? That's a full house. Thank you very much. That is approved. Now, before I close the meeting, which I will, I'll go to item 11. That's questions pursuant to Council Rule Procedure 10.2. Due notice has been given. I have none. Can I thank the committee? We've done a pretty damn good job over the 4 years, and we started off brilliantly in the chamber, and then we had to go not allowed out of our homes, which was made it very, very difficult. But I think we've come up with pretty much good results, and we have debated them all. And I'd like to thank everybody. I'd like to thank those who aren't standing for next time. Councillor Cartwright, I know you're not standing. I think everybody else is. And Councillor Webb, you're not standing either. And as we're a non-political, good luck in your elections, and hope to see most of you back. I'm not going to say everybody, most of you back in a few weeks' time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for your excellent chairmanship, Chairman.
Thank you. And I close the meeting at 5 o'clock. Thank you.